Hey, what's happening, everybody? Steve here, Rake and Profit over at rakeandprofit.com. Coming back to you with another video here in the warehouse this morning, early afternoon to get a little bit of work done behind the scenes. I'm actually filling out some paperwork just a couple minutes ago. I'm going to be ordering five pallets for the warehouse right now. So I kind of want to give you guys a little update. It's been about 3 months since I moved into this warehouse space, which you can see right here. I'll give you guys a little tour in a couple minutes, but I want to just make this video to add some value, maybe answer any questions that you guys have regarding eBay, Amazon, getting your first warehouse, if you have any questions about that. So feel free to ask away. Don't have a ton of content for you in this video, besides just showing you the warehouse and what's going on, but really want to answer your guys' questions. Hey, Reseller King, appreciate you. Donatella, what's happening? We got Figgy Flips in the house. Arizona, right? I keep thinking Vegas. I'm not sure why. Knock and Roll, what's happening? Good to see you all. Still pretty sick right now. Been fighting a cold since Thursday. If you guys don't know, I've been learning salsa. And I've been just like around a lot of people dancing and stuff. And literally after my Thursday salsa class, my throat like just started swelling up like crazy, and I'm like, uh-oh, this is bad. So I've been pretty sick since Thursday. I just can't help it. I love making these videos. I love helping you guys out. I love sharing the reseller wealth. So here, making a video, but I want to answer any of your guys' questions that you have regarding a warehouse or eBay business. So pretty much what's been going on over here over the last 3 months, and I have actually quite a few videos coming out over the next few weeks explaining what's going on, is we are running a cherry picking / pallet / consignment model right now, which means we're getting inventory from thrift stores, we're getting inventory from pallets, and we're also getting inventory from international Amazon sellers. So we're actually working with 5 people right now who are big $1 million to $5 million Amazon sellers, and we're selling their unsellable, their returns, their damaged products, which wouldn't make sense for them to get sent back to their country because it's just too much to get it shipped back internationally, right? So eBay sales are going well right now. I think our 60-day is at a little over 11,000. So it's not huge. Our eBay business, actually, this whole warehouse operation isn't even turning a profit right now. There's just too many expenses right now. And keep in mind, I'm not doing anything besides pretty much managing the process. So I'm not listing, I'm paying for listings, I'm not shipping. The only thing I'm doing right now is literally just managing and sourcing some stuff and dealing with like customer service, like accepting best offers, dealing with some issues in terms of like messages and returns and stuff like that. But I hope to outsource that soon. But there's quite a bit of expenses that go into this operation right here. So for the warehouse, we've got $750 a month just for the warehouse. We've got utilities, water, heat, electricity, which is another couple $100. So that's $1,000 off the top, off the top, right? A lot of people talk about gross sales, but that's gross. What's your actual profit? This is $1,000 off the top. And then it's been about another anywhere from $500 to $1,500 a month just to pay for the 1099 contractors to do the listing, to do the shipping, to do the research, to do the grading, the inspecting. And then we have a virtual assistant who's working behind the scenes, creating monthly reports, working with our consignees. There's a lot of stuff that kind of goes into this. So right now, we ran our monthly reports. So I actually have a virtual assistant breaking down all of our income and all of our expenses. September, we lost about 300, and then October, we lost about 500. So if you're wondering why the expenses are increasing, why we're losing more money every month, is because as we're trying to scale, I had to hire a second person to handle the demand. So there's gonna be kind of a period of time until we get to once we get to about 15,000, 60 days, upwards to 20,000, 60 days, overall gross sales, we'll probably start turning a profit. But remember, guys, when you're building a real business that doesn't require you, I'm doing well right now. You see, this is the difference between most people on eBay and people who are looking to build a real business. When you're just a one-man team, you don't really have a business. You think you have a business until you get sick, or until you travel for a couple of weeks, or until you want to take some time off. Your business dies because it's all based upon you. It's not a business. You've got freedom, you've got a glorified job, but that's not a business. I'm trying to build a real business right now, which means if I take off, if I leave for a couple of weeks, if I get sick, if I get in a car accident, if something happens, the business continues to go. So to do that, you're not able to scale as quickly as you want because you're having to spend time building out standard operating procedures. You're having to spend time hiring people, training people, making mistakes. And there's a lot more expenses that go into that. So things are actually going really well right now. It's just we're trying to refine and define our model. And we're trying to build the foundation in order to scale based on what we're trying to do. So I actually have more videos that are already recorded that are gonna kind of go more in depth in terms of what's happening right here in this warehouse. What's up, Dropship Tyler? And my goal is within the next year, I wanna build this business up to doing $25,000 a month and making about $5,000 profit, okay? That will probably require 3 to 4 1099ers or employees, depending on how things turn out. But yeah, probably about a 20% profit margin is what we'll hopefully aim for by the end of the year. And that's $5,000 profit, which you might think to yourself, Steve, what the freak, man? Like 5,000, that's nothing. But think about it. What would you rather, let me ask you guys a question. What would you rather have? Would you rather have a business that solely depends upon you? You're the only one, all the pressure, everything's on your shoulders. You have to work 50, 60, 70 hours a week to make 5,000 profit. Maybe you're doing it in 40 hours a week. Maybe you're special. Would you rather have that? Or would you rather have a team that you're able to support, a team that's able to support you, a business that runs without you, a business that you're able to work on and add value to but doesn't depend upon you, and maybe you only have to work 5 to 6 hours a week? Which one would you rather have? The latter half is much more challenging to build because you really got to come from a place of adding value. You've really got to refine your model. You've really got to make sure that you know your numbers. So to the average person watching, and I know a lot of the people who are watching me now are just thrifters doing everything on their own. A lot of people are probably thinking, because there was a comment that came in, oh, I'm sorry you're not doing well. I'm sorry that you lost money. But with certain models, like a physical business like this, you're not going to really be making that much money up front. Now, my digital business, YouTube channel, affiliate marketing, ebook, stuff like that, is something where the profit margins are, they're much quicker. There's a lot less overhead. You could turn a profit quick, but with a physical business like this, it's gonna take some time. So hoping that within the next 3 months, we could start turning a profit and then really scale from there. So this is like kind of my first time ever building like a real physical business. You guys know I've been selling on eBay and Amazon for over 6 years. I've taught hundreds of thousands of people to do it, but it's a different beast when you're hiring people and there's a lot more expenses. So anyways, a little context to what's going on. Let me flip this around and I'll show you guys the warehouse. Who wants to see the warehouse right now? Let me know. I need you guys to smash that like button. If you guys want me to show you the warehouse, I can show you our inventory system, our clothing area, my little office space. I need you guys to smash that like button. Leave a comment right now. I want you to know, if you want to see the warehouse, I need you to smash the like button and ask one question. What's one question you want me to answer? What's something you guys want to know? And I'll be 100% honest with you. There's not a lot of people who are going to come on with a big following and say, hey guys, I've had a warehouse for 3 months. We're not making money. Who's going to tell you that? Because most people have an ego. Most people they're trying to show off how amazing they are. They're trying to show off how big my you-know-what is. But for me, I don't really care. I just want to help you guys out. I want to be honest with you, and I want to build, I want to be able to have a channel, a YouTube channel, where I'm able to be myself. I don't want to come on putting up this fake agenda, right? Like, building a real business isn't as easy as many people, make it sound. Everybody's putting up 5, 10, 15, 20 grand a month on eBay, but let me see your freaking numbers, man. Let's see all your expenses. How many hours a week are you working? We got Thrift Store Gold coming back, hooking me up with $1.99 after I hooked him up last night. Appreciate you. All right, let me answer some of these questions. How are the workers? They're doing really good. My main man, Brandon, he's quick, he's fast, he knows his stuff. Our newest hire, Mandy, she's doing really good and she's super organized. Like I came back from a 1 week trip and guys, they organized my whole warehouse. They literally moved all the inventory around. They created these cool little, I don't know, it's just pieces of paper, but they broke down like all the shelves. Like, I don't know, it's really nice and organized. And what's really cool is they ended up like decorating this place. So we ended up getting a fridge, seltzer waters in there. We've got the whiteboard set up. They organized this whole place, which is really cool. Do you micromanage your employees running a shop? I feel that is the worst idea. Bad. I don't think I do. Maybe one of these days we'll do a video with Brandon and Mandy, but I try to focus on building out like the SOPs, which are the standard operating procedures, and training them, and then kind of having them kind of keep an eye on each other. I'm not at the warehouse every single day, right? So I don't think I micromanage, but maybe they'll have something different to say. These photo booths are awesome, guys. If you want one of these, go to rakeandprofit.com/cube, like an ice cube, rakeandprofit.com/cube. These things are sweet. I think they're like $115. They light up. I don't know if I could get this to turn on now. Oh yeah, here we go. So this is where we take our pictures. Let me see if I could get this one to turn on as well. Do you find it hard to find staff because eventually they start doing it for themselves? So they actually both already do it themselves. The two people that I'm working with, they both already sell. But the thing is, and again, especially if you're living on your own, you have your own place, you have a lot of bills, selling on eBay and Amazon isn't as profitable as most people make it out to seem, because when you scale, there's a lot more expenses. There's cash flow. There's a big difference between making $5,000 a month and actually having like $2,000 to be able to enjoy and spend on your bills and expenses. Like, bottom line profit is completely different. Then you have to manage your taxes, bookkeeping, all that stuff. So you'll notice that a lot of people who are selling on eBay and Amazon, they need a supplement of income when they're first getting started, or even the first couple of years, because when you work for someone like me, maybe you're only making a couple $100 a week, but that's bottom line profit in a sense. Yeah, you got to pay taxes and whatnot. But when you're selling on eBay and Amazon, your gross sales don't mean jack shit. You guys know that. So let me answer some more questions. In Cali, that warehouse you have would be $3,000 or $4,000 a month, and that's lowballing it. Yeah, in Connecticut, this is $750. It's 1,250 square feet. There's heat. There's heat in here, which is pretty cool. There's a bathroom in this warehouse, so it's pretty nice. Here's our inventory. The way we set it up is I got a video on this coming out soon. It's literally already scheduled. But if you see our inventory system, there's a couple different parts of the, how do I say it? Like, it's in the SKU. So, like, this is shelf number 1. So you'll see this is 1. And you see how it says 4, A, B, C, D? The tiers are 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have A, B, C, D. So when we sell our items on eBay inside the SKU, we have a couple pieces of information. Again, I already have a video on this that's scheduled, but we have all this information in the SKU. This is where to find it. And then also on the item, for every item, we have a sticker. So here's some toys. You see, this is 0125. So in the SKU, it would say, I don't know, 0104A. That's how to find it. And then this is the identifier right here. Because you guys ever go in and try to like find an item and maybe 2 of them look similar? Like, you want to be able to identify your item. Make sure that's good to go. So that's the identifier. And then we also have the consignee name, if it's a consignee. And we also have the lister's name. So there's quite a bit of information in our custom SKU, which is important. So, I mean, it is pretty organized now. It's not like the best system in the world. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 racks. These are Husky racks. These were like, how much were they? I think they were like a couple $100 each. They're pretty solid. Got the bins. Pair of Ralph Lauren shoes. I ended up picking these up the other day. These were pretty cool. Pretty nice right here. We're not listing every day. Actually, our people are only coming in 3 days a week right now. One of the challenges that I'm dealing with right now, because we're trying to build our model based on consignees, because we're trying to stay away from focusing too much on cherry picking, because the thrift stores are just, they're too competitive, the prices are too expensive, and what we're looking to build is a real business. And in order to have a real business, you've got to have consistency. You've got to have the ability to be able to predict, right? And the biggest predictor of your sales is going to be being able to consistently list good products, right? Most businesses, their main challenge is finding customers. Our main challenge isn't finding customers as eBay and Amazon sellers, because eBay and Amazon takes care of that, right? eBay and Amazon has 1 to 2 freaking million or billion, I think it's billion views per month. They take care of the customers. What we need to do is take care of the top of the funnel, which is our source. So it's been kind of slow growing the eBay consignment model. So we've been kind of doing some cherry picking and doing some pallets, but that's been our biggest problem, is like getting enough inventory. So we're only listing 3 times a week right now, and I think we're up to like 450 inventory, 11,000 in sales the last 60 days, and last month I think we lost like over $500 after all expenses. So not too bad. It's not too bad. You know, I'm getting to enjoy this whole warehouse, able to make some really good content. So making content as well is helping to pay for some of the expenses, I guess. So it's good for my channel and stuff to be able to share the journey and have content. So I'm not actually offering this consignment model to just anybody. I'm not even promoting it on my channel, because I'm only looking to work with like 7-figure sellers, or if you're doing like 40 or 50,000 a month, because I'm not looking to work with small sellers. We're looking for like predictable, consistent inventory. So it's kind of like a model that we're still refining, but I'll share more about that with you guys. Here's our little clothing area. So here's some clothes that we have listed right here. There's our backdrop. We've got our dress form mannequin, and we have some lights. So obviously we would pull this out to the side, and we would set up our setup. I'm trying to think, what other questions you guys have? So with our consignment model, we're actually doing a 70-30 split gross, which comes out to close to like a 50-50 profit split. I've got a video that's already scheduled, which is going to come out and break down my whole model. So just stay tuned for that. So 11,000 and you lost money, you need to check that. So that's over 60 days. It's kind of a little less than that because there were returns. So like, for example, last month it was like 4,000 in sales, actually 5,000 in sales. But you got to understand, like, that's taken into consideration shipping, which was like over $1,000. We had over $1,000 just paying our employees. We had over $1,000 just paying the warehouse. Obviously, we have to pay out our consignees, and then there's supplies. So it's not as easy to turn a profit as you think when you have to pay for a lot of expenses. So maybe I'll break it down in a video one of these days. I don't know if you guys are interested, let me know. Are those racks 77, 78, 24? I think they are. There's 2 sizes of these Husky racks. One is a little longer, but I believe those are the size. Appreciate it, thrift store. What are you getting for consignment? Comes to about 50-50 profit split. Do they get paid hourly or number of listings? Do they list entirely? Does someone else photograph? So they're kind of cross-trained right now. They're mostly just listing, photographing, and one of the people are doing the shipping only. But if you take a look over at my warehouse to-do list, I'm going to be cross-training Mandy to do shipping. So I'll be cross-training her to do that soon. A couple of things that I'm focusing on in my business now is land more consignees. We just created a monthly profit loss report, which takes in all of my expenses, paying workers, all the fees, everything that we deal with, from shipping to listing fees to store fees to consignee payouts. So we built out that system. So every month I'm going to be able to get a report from my VA to see exactly how the business is doing. Create more SOPs and processes for products. One of the things we're actually trying to build out for our clients is a system for dealing with like damaged and fraudulent items, and like opening up cases for our clients so they can get their money back. creating a listing and tracking process. So that's one of the things that I want to do is I want to make sure that every time my peeps are listing, that we have a spreadsheet that tracks how much they're listing each day, right? So that's important. And training my buddy with Amazon FBA, because I'm also doing Amazon FBA. So we actually probably didn't lose money. Like if we were to consider Amazon, I'm just looking at it from an eBay standpoint right now. So that's it. That's the warehouse. Sorry, my energy's down a little bit. I've been sick for the last week or so. Hey, we got Callie's World in the house. What's poppin'? If you guys are enjoying these videos, or this video in particular, leave a comment. I would love to know. Where did you get the light boxes from? I think we got them from eBay. It's really cold in here, so I'm just like, whoo. Yeah, we got them from eBay. Yeah, I love the whiteboard. Hey, thanks, Crypto. Yeah, they're 1099s right now. We'll see what happens. They set their own schedules. They bring a lot of their own supplies and stuff, different things. So, I don't know. Probably in the future, it's going to have to switch over. Have you contacted Salvation Army and asked to buy bulk? They sell by the pound. Yeah, I was actually brainstorming with a couple people the other day about how to find more inventory. And one of the things I want to avoid is just buying like a crap load of bulk that is low dollar, right? So I just got done processing a couple pallets that were low dollar with $5 to $10 ASPs, and it's just not worth it. It takes too much time. The profits just aren't there. The items were just slow sellers. So I don't want to get in the habit of like having my employees list a bunch of stuff that just doesn't turn out much profit. I'd rather list half the amount of items, but have like a $40, $50 ASP, right? So you can start giving salsa classes at the warehouse. Oh man, I'm so bad at salsa right now, but it's been such a rewarding process, and it's been awesome learning how to salsa dance. I got a couple moves. All right. So I got a 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Those are my moves right now. So I'm learning. I'm getting there. Got class tonight, so should be an interesting journey. How many listings per hour do you expect? Right now, it's kind of all over the board. It's usually around like 7 to 10 listings per hour, but if you're doing clothing or like blazers or suits, it's gonna be much slower. And the new girl that we just hired, she's like really slow right now, but I'm trying not to push her too much. I'm trying not to be an asshole. I'm just trying to build more culture, get people comfortable, get the team working together, and I need to refine my model better because we don't have enough inventory coming in. So I'm almost in a sense like not pushing them too hard to list too quickly because they're gonna run out of shit to do. So I think it'll come with time. When you treat people well, you get them to like you, you build a good environment, they're gonna wanna do good by you, and they're not gonna be sitting around screwing off for the most part. So, you know, as time goes on, I'll start to push them more, and we'll have goals that we wanna hit in terms of listings per hour and different things like that. But I think the worst thing you can do, and I made this mistake when I was first working with Brandon, is I was just pushing them too hard. Like my expectations were too high, and people start to resent you. You know, people start to look at you as if all you care about is the money. And while the ultimate goal of a business is making money, you don't want to make people feel like that, right? You want them to feel good. You want to be there for them. You want to listen to them. And that was one of the mistakes that I had initially made. So I don't know if that makes sense. What's up, Hustle Williams? I appreciate all your awesome comments lately. Thank you so much. Anyone else really disappointed with fourth quarter so far? I think it just depends upon what you put into it, right? How prepared were you? If you're having a poor fourth quarter, for the most part, I would say you probably didn't prepare for it well enough, right? And that comes with experience. What's up, Glenn? We got Swamp Picker in the house. We got Philadelphia fan. Be firm but friendly. Yeah, I think it's about finding a balance. So Rapples Resell says, sending out my first shipment today. Right after I finish watching this, do you prefer thrifting or retail arbitrage at Walmart, Marshalls? I prefer thrifting. I'm not that good at retail arbitrage. It just takes a certain skill set. You know, I've got my good friend Jameson Philippi who just crushes it with retail arbitrage because he has that knowledge. So it really just depends upon what you're going to spend your time learning and mastering. Do you spend your time researching and learning and networking with retail arbitrage, online arbitrage people, or do you spend more time in thrift stores, watching Rally Roots, Rake and Profit, Bonafide Hustler? You listen to guys like us or gals in that arena, you're going to get better at that. So I think there's an ask for every seat. I think there's an opportunity for every seat. I think there's great opportunities with RA, OA. I mean, I'm working with 5, 6 to 7 plus figure sellers now, selling their unsellable items and their damaged products right now. And they're all doing high sixes, over 7 figures with RA and OA. So there's a lot of money to be made with that model. It's just, are you going to be able to figure it out? For me, I never really figured it out that well. So yeah, thrifting is an art. What's up, Lisa? Advertising local, it's cheap and no shipping costs ever. Yeah, the only thing about Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist is while it's cheap and there's no shipping fees and there's usually no returns, you're exchanging your time. So for me, my most valuable asset right now is time. So I'm not really doing a lot of local stuff. I know I missed out on a lot of money with the pallets that we just got done processing because I didn't want to spend the time to train and set up at the flea markets and stuff. But there's great opportunities at flea markets, garage sales, selling, Facebook Marketplace. It just depends upon, you know, your goals and whatnot. Henry says it's all about freedom. Sorry if it's super loud. I'm sucking on a cough drop now because I'm going to start like coughing I'm going to start coughing like up hairballs because I'm pretty, I don't know, just thinking about it is making me want to cough. I'm in pretty rough shape right now. Anna says, it's good to be here live. Thanks, Anna. How nice to have a warehouse. Where did you get your light boxes and how much did they run for? I wish you the best. I'll do a video on this soon because I don't have the links to it now, but literally if you just go to eBay and type in photography boxes, you can take a look at these. I forget what the terminology is, but it's like 5,500 is like the strength of the lights. I mean, they should all work. I think it was like 50 to $100. So I wouldn't get super worried. Like just look under the sold listings and find the ones that are selling really well. Or I don't know, Rockstar Flipper probably has some affiliate links on his site. I don't know if my website's updated, but just look in some of your favorite YouTubers' descriptions. I'm sure they got an affiliate link to a good light box. But yeah, it's been a fun journey. I'm in Connecticut right now, our Pierce. We got Mozam Malik. Hey, Steve. Mo from New Jersey. Great job. Awesome. My dad grew up in South Orange, New Jersey. New Jersey's nice. It's crazy over there, though. The thrift stores are crazy as well. Hey, Anna, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You know, I'm enthusiastic because I love this stuff. It's great. I love the freedom. I love being able to, you know, go out sourcing, hitting thrift stores. I spend a lot of time going to thrift stores with my mom. It's great to be able to connect. It's great to be able to contribute and give back and share value with you guys. And, you know, it sure beats being stuck at the Cracker Barrel or working in restaurants or delivering pizzas. You know, I like having the opportunity to build my destiny. If I make $3,000 a month, that's on me. If I make $20,000 a month, that's on me. Can't find books for sure. Deciding on buying bulk though. Any suggestions? Yeah, I just got back from a mastermind in Atlanta with Caleb Roth, Roamer the Roamer. There was like 40 other sellers. And there's a lot of people doing bulk books right now. If you follow Reezy Resells, that's his model. He just got a warehouse in California and he's buying a crap load of bulk. It's just a big operation though. It's not going to be for everybody. It's a big operation. There's a lot of overhead. There's a lot of expenses. There's a lot of risk. You've got to know what you're doing. My buddy Hayden, he has a YouTube channel. I'm going to bring him on soon and talk bulk because he's doing bulk. So I think we could add a lot of value to you guys. Also, Roamer the Roamer, he has a course that's coming out soon. I don't know if you guys know Roamer. His name's Avery. He's 24. I think he's on pace to do over 500,000 with books this year. He's got a course that I helped him create behind the scenes. It's all his content, but I helped produce it. And that'll be coming out soon, probably within the next 30 to 45 days. So if you're interested in bulk, if you're interested in more scalable book business models, definitely gonna wanna check that out when it comes out. Have you thought about buying storage units? Yeah, matter of fact, Lou, my team and I, we were just talking about that the other day because, again, like I keep saying, like one of my biggest struggles has been getting enough inventory. And I'm actually putting in an order right now for 5 pallets. So I'm gonna be gone for a couple weeks in December. I'm going out to some Tony Robbins seminars, going to Date with Destiny, which I'm really excited about, and traveling a little bit. So I'm gonna be gone for a couple weeks. So I didn't know if the consignment model was gonna keep them busy enough. So I'm literally ordering 5 pallets of product. So I'll let you guys know how that goes for sure. But I forgot what the question was. What was the question? Oh yeah, have you thought about buying storage units? We have. It's just a time thing and it's a system thing. We're just trying to set up one thing at a time over here. Trying to get things flowing, getting things moving over here. So I'd rather work 80 hours for myself than 40 hours for someone else. Happiness is priceless. Yeah, Philip, and I mean, that's the thing, right? Not everybody's goal is to build a business, right? And I know you, Philip, having your own business and you're a one-man show and you know, you're by yourself doing your thing. If I'm reading your comment correctly, it is technically a business, right? And if you're incorporated with an LLC or an S Corp or even a sole proprietor, you are running a business. But once you take yourself out of the equation, you don't have a business anymore unless you're doing Amazon FBA. But still, it's a ticking time clock. It's a matter of time till your sales are going to slow up. So it's not everybody's goal to build a business that operates without them. Some people just want the freedom. They don't want to interact with people. They don't want to deal with other people's bullshit, which you're going to have to deal with when you work with others. They just want to do their own thing, make enough money to pay their bills, and they're happy. And that's cool, right? What I'm doing is just like what I want to do. I don't care what anybody else wants to do. I'm doing what I want to do. And I think that's important for you guys as well, is to not look too deep into what others are doing and kind of figure out what your values are, what it is that you want in terms of your lifestyle, your business, your finances, right? How much time do you want to spend on your business? How much money do you want to make, right? What do you want? So there's no right or wrong answer. So that's kind of my 2 cents on that. Have you considered making your own product, Steve? I make handmade custom knives. I've thought about it, but right now I'm really just focused on the business and creating content and helping people. That's really my main 2 goals right now. Working on my eBay and Amazon business and creating YouTube content and helping and serving. Because for me, I get a lot out of the YouTube channel. It feels good. I get a lot of love, connection, significance. It feels good to help people and make a difference, and it's a great passive income source as well. It helps to fund other projects, right? So right now I'm not really interested in like building out my own physical product. Low Luck is asking, as a new seller, save money for Black Friday flips or invest in a Dymo? You don't need a Dymo right now, so I would probably just save your money for the Black Friday deals, because if money's your biggest challenge right now, I would postpone like upgrading your tools and supplies and focus more on like building up your business. So I'd probably push off the Dymo for now and you know, spend my money wisely building my eBay or Amazon business through Black Friday. Are you trying to sell replenishable items or wholesaling? If you watch the video from the beginning, and I'll have more videos talking about this, we do have replenishables, but it's through consignment, working with some of our partners. Hey, Jim Bowmans has finally caught you live. Appreciate it, Jim. A lot of overhead space, any way to utilize more of it? Swamp Picker is asking. Yeah, there's a lot of space that we're not utilizing properly. So I'm not sure. I've got the Husky shelves. I'm not sure if I could build up on them. I'm assuming I can, but then I would have to get like a ladder or some type of, I don't know, some type of stepping stool or whatever. But when you start building up, it is going to create some liability as well, because based on the way that we have our inventory set up, people can like fall and hurt themselves. So I don't really know if I want to go that route. but it's definitely an option. Plus, I'm not trying to build this business huge. So I said earlier in the video, my main goal is to build this eBay business to $25,000 a month in sales, which might sound like a lot. It's not that much considering if you're averaging like a $40 or $50 ASP. And really the goal is just to build this to $5,000 a month profit with spending less than 10 hours a week. I would like to spend preferably 5 hours a week on the business and hire people to do everything else, but we'll see how that goes. What up, California Flipper? Business is going great, man. Slowly building up the eBay business, but in general, everything is going great. YouTube is going great. Amazon FBA is always going great. Just, yeah, loving it, man. Loving this lifestyle. It's great. Keith says, I've been following you since the start. Great seeing you growing, and you have helped me grow as well with some of the best knowledge and advice on the net. Thanks from Ireland. Hey, I appreciate that. That was super sweet of you to say. Thanks, Keith. Do you recommend selling just used on eBay or BEW? I'm assuming maybe both. I mean, I sell new, used, new open box, parts. eBay, you can pretty much get away with anything. On Amazon, you got to be careful. And there's a lot of limitations. So on some listings, they'll only let you sell new, only let you sell used. Like when you're selling board games, you have to make sure to sell under collectibles. So you've got to be a lot more careful on Amazon. Jeremy, I'm guessing probably it's going to come to like 4 people. It just depends because right now the 2 people I'm working with, one of them has a really open schedule. I'm just not able to give her a ton of hours now because we're still building and there's not a lot of work. My other guy, he sells on eBay and does his own thing, so he doesn't really want to work more than like 15, 20 hours a week. So if I end up having more than 4 people, it'll be like probably like more part-timers, but it just depends if I find like a full-timer versus part-timers. But it'll probably be anywhere from like 3 to 5, I would say. It just depends on my model, and it depends where this business goes, right? If I end up focusing more on smaller items and my model just changes, I might need more people, which is going to cause more overhead. But if my model focuses more on like higher end stuff that has a higher profit margin built in and there's less items shipped out, less items listed, then maybe I won't need as many people. So it just depends. I'm just figuring things out as I go. The cool thing is, and my situation is a little different than you guys because I've got the money coming in from YouTube. I've got a boatload of money coming in from affiliate marketing. I've got money coming in from Amazon. I've got money coming in from Audible, CreateSpace, my Kindle publishing business. I have money coming in from products that I've created in the past. So for me, my back isn't against the wall as much as like the average person because I already have other businesses that are funding this. So even though this business isn't making money right now, it's okay and I'm fine with it because I'm able to kind of wedge that. I don't know if hedge that. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I guess what I'm trying to say is like, I'm okay with like moving slower and trying to like build my foundation instead of like rushing everything, right? So that's just my preference, right? I'm in Connecticut. I'm not in California. In a previous video, you mentioned you were ungated in DVD category on Amazon. Do you feel like selling DVDs on Amazon FBA is a good approach? It is a good approach. But selling DVDs and stuff like that, you are, playing the risk of counterfeits and stuff like that. But besides that, I mean, DVDs are great. Those are one of the best items I find at thrift stores now because everyone's ungated and getting ungated in DVDs is so easy. But for some reason, people just don't do it. All you got to do is go to a wholesaler and get an invoice and send it to Amazon. You get ungated. But I don't know. I feel like people are super lazy. Henry says it all starts with a proper foundation. That's right. California Flipper. I'm in Modesto, California. Steve says, yes, I'm like you, Steve. I make six figures in my 2 jobs and been stocking on my inventory so I can just list and just pick up some here and there. Thanks for all your information. Yeah, that's the great thing about having other income sources. I don't know if I'd really want like eBay to be like my only income source. Like it would be kind of nerve-wracking. I like having multiple income streams for multiple reasons. One, I don't like having all my eggs in one basket because what happens if I got kicked off of eBay, which could happen? What happens if I get kicked off of Amazon, which has happened to plenty of people? what happens if my YouTube channel gets shut down? Like I could just be a full-time YouTuber if I wanted to and just be one of those gurus like a lot of people are, and they just stop selling and they just put all their eggs in that basket. But I don't know. For me, I don't know, it feels kind of fake, and it feels, I don't know, like I just don't want all my eggs in that basket, and it just doesn't, it's not very fulfilling to me. So I like having multiple income streams and multiple things going on because that's just my personality. I get bored easily. I'm ADD. I don't know. One of my biggest values is just adventure and fun, and I find this shit fun as hell. Like I just love, I don't know, it's just fun. I enjoy it. So Eric says, would you have any interest in selling our returns on eBay? I'm a 7-figure Amazon private label seller, and I have a basement full of returns. Yeah, I mean, definitely would. It depends on the type of products that you have. So the things we're considering right now is obviously we want to work with people who are actual business owners. We don't really want to work with smaller sellers because I know they're not going to be consistent and they're going to have a hard time managing things. So you definitely fit that criteria. You have private label stuff. The only thing that worries me with private label is there might not be a big market for it. So as you can see, we only have 1,300 square feet here. So as long as your products, Eric, are moving, and there's a market for it, I would definitely love to work with you. But we're being really picky now because we don't want to fill this place up with a bunch of, I'm not saying your PL product is junk, but just products that sit around. We want to keep things moving and flowing. And a lot of the OA sellers and RA sellers that we're dealing with now are selling top 1% Amazon products. So even with it being top 1%, things are weird on eBay. Like who here has ever listed something up on eBay? It's selling a shitload of times. It has a great market, but it just doesn't sell. eBay's weird like that. The algorithm's funny. So even with us focusing mostly on like top 1% items, still we're dealing with our challenges, getting things to move. So we're consistently training our staff to take better pictures, optimize listings, better keywords. So Eric, we can jump on a call. Just send me an email at rakeandprofit@gmail.com. That's rakeandprofit@gmail.com. And I'll have someone on our team link us up, and we could jump on a call and see if we could help each other out. But yeah, definitely trying to work with people who you know, are running legitimate businesses, who have a real problem. And you know, for us, we send out monthly consignment reports each and every month. So every month, if you work with us, we're going to send you a whole spreadsheet breaking down how much is sold, a graph showing your incremental sales over the months. We're going to show you how many are active, how many have sold. I mean, we have like a 3-page document that we send you with like a beautiful graphic and everything. So, I mean, we spend a lot of time making sure that we're taking care of our consignees and everything's tracked properly. And when things come in, we're tracking it. When things are selling, we're tracking it. So we're trying not to work with people who are only doing a little bit, because the time to be able to run a consignment model, there's a lot more stuff behind the scenes that we kind of have to deal with. So I don't know if that makes sense or not. But yeah, Eric, definitely reach out. Would appreciate that. Analay Academy, yes, we can see your text. Terry says, I had to take everything and put it in the storage. Couldn't make things. I'm getting cold, guys. I got to put my hood on. Get gangsta. Had to take everything and put it in the storage. Couldn't make things move fast enough. Disabled vet. Trying to start selling now. What's left of the fourth quarter? Main issue is listing. Yeah, I mean, you got to get your stuff listed up. If you're having trouble selling stuff, or you're having trouble with your sales, it's usually you're not listing enough, or the stuff you're listing doesn't have a large enough market. So like that was one of the challenges we dealt with one of the pallets that we had gotten from our previous source. Is the stuff was all private label. 80% of it was private label, non-brand junk that people just, there wasn't like a huge like following behind these brands. So we would list these things up and they just aren't moving. Some of the stuff sold because it was cool or it had a purpose. Somebody wanted it to save a couple of bucks. But yeah, it's usually a listing issue or it's a quality issue, right? So those are the two things you really want to focus on in your business. Top of the funnel, right? I'm not talking about building a team and all the foundational stuff. That's different. But like the number one thing you should be focusing on is getting enough inventory coming in. Because if you don't fix that, or you don't solve that issue or get enough stuff coming in, it doesn't matter what you do. You can have all the best SOPs, you can have the best team, you can have a cool warehouse, you can have a big YouTube channel. That's ain't gonna mean nothing if you don't figure out that top of the funnel. Chris says, I'm hanging out, I'm flipping up in Michigan. If you're ever in the area, I owe you a beer for all the great advice you've given us. Hey, thanks, Chris. My aunt lives out there in Michigan, so I think Lansing. I'm not sure. How far away are you from Lansing, Michigan? I might be out there this year. We'll see, but I would definitely hit you up. How fast did your eBay store scale after hiring your first person? I mean, it scaled pretty quick. I mean, it's been like pretty much like doubling every single month. Maybe not doubling, but like growing at least like 20 to 50% per month. There was one month where it kind of halted because we were trying to figure out our model, but it scales quick. The more items you list, considering you've got good stuff, I mean, if you go from 100 listings to 200 listings, you're probably going to double your sales if you keep the quality up, right? So, hey, you like those racks, DJ Pashka? Spread your voice. I love that name. You a singer? Hey, thank you. Good salsa moves. We'll have to start calling you Esteban. Michigan State here. How do you cross list? I put a video out with Sellhound, right? Talking about wait, that wasn't cross listing, was it? No, Sellhound. They help you to list items without having like contractors and stuff. Who was that video that I did with Wade and those two women? I forget. I'm sorry, guys. I'm on like a lot of medication now because of my cold, so I can't remember their name. But there was a video I did recently. Who was it with? Perfect. Somebody help me out. Perfect something. Perfect list? No. Someone help me out. But I did a video with these two women who have a service, and they have a service that helps you, yeah, list perfectly. There we go. I'm really out of it, guys. Plus, I'm like freezing right now. List Perfectly is a good service to check out for cross listing. We're not cross listing now, and the reason we're not cross listing is because we're trying to focus on eBay consignment, and there's just a lot of things like we would have to consider. So things over at the warehouse aren't like really optimized their best, and like I don't know. Here's the thing: when you're working with people and you're trying to scale a business, like even the littlest tweaks could cause like a lot of problems. So right now we're just focusing on like basic foundational things, and we'll start to optimize things down the road. But yeah, cross listing, especially if you're running just a one-man show or a one-woman show selling on eBay, like, and you're doing a lot of clothes, you should definitely cross post Etsy if you got some vintage stuff, or Poshmark, or, you know, get your bigger items up on Facebook Marketplace as well. It's just right now, logistically, there's just a lot of issues. What are some reasons you get banned from eBay? Bad metrics, canceling a lot of orders, late shipments, selling counterfeit items, overall, like creating a bad customer experience. Those are some of the main reasons. Drop shipping, they don't love drop shippers. There's a way to do it, and I have plenty of friends who are crushing at drop shipping, but you have to make sure you're doing it the right way. I've been doing books on Amazon for the past 4 months. I'm in 8,000 sales total. All the sourcing thrift stores planning to do bulk soon. I followed all your tips and tricks. That's awesome, Christian. That's awesome. Definitely check out Romer the Roamer, and he's got a new course coming out. I mean, I bet you that would double your sales quick if you went through his program. So just watch his videos. You can figure out if it's good for you or not, but it's really good. Ever had a hard time letting go of an item? You have a favorite thing to sell? For me, it's always been clothing. I love fashion. I love clothing. Like anything vintage, Ralph Lauren, Vineyard Vines stuff, even like Pendletons. I have a weird connection to Pendleton, probably because when I first started, I just, like, that was the only brand I knew about, Pendleton and Territory Ahead. So like anytime I find those items, it's this weird like love connection. I don't know. But that's all I got, guys. I got to get rolling. Hopefully you found value in this video. If you did find value in this video, leave me a comment right now. Let me know you enjoyed it. I never really know if these videos, you know, make an impact. You know, I feel like they do, but let me know if you enjoy these types of just off-the-cuff videos. We have like 35 videos scheduled over the next 3 months that are coming out. So you're going to be getting at least 3 videos a week the next 3 months through 2020. And we're going psycho with content this year. So really going to try to take the content to another level and plan on doing a lot of interviews as well in 2020, connecting with a lot of people, networking with a lot of people. So just want to thank you guys for subscribing to the Rake and Profit channel. You know, my main goal here is to help you guys. I still know and I still remember what it was like working a normal job, being miserable, being depressed, not having enough money, trying to scrounge up change just to, you know, freaking... Back when I used to smoke cigarettes, I don't anymore, but I would be scrounging up change, going through couches just to buy a pack of cigarettes. That was a long time ago. You know, didn't even have enough money to take a girl out on a date, living at home with my parents, just feeling like a freaking loser. And, you know, I'm so grateful for the opportunities that YouTube and reselling has presented. And, you know, if I could just help a couple people to, you know, replicate similar results or build their own freedom or feel like they have a purpose, then it's well worth it for me. So with that being said, much love. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.